stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why. This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Is that a threat?
Fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking.
I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. You just saw the disclaimer. She ain't been broke enough yet, Calvin. How do I know you said that? When you contact me, when you bother me, when you threaten me, we get more. And nothing else has happened but that. When you violate women's human rights, deprive food and shelter, to coerce being trafficked, or a lie, what happens, Mr. Perry? You get caught. Only when you do it to me do you get caught. So, you wanted Rogers County or Mays County to pull me over. You wanted them to arrest me while I'm on stage. So you scare the shit out of the girls you got in there that are trafficked. And they're running your business for you. Huh? Is that what you wanted? We got it. We got it. You're cowards. You're pussies. Or you wouldn't pick on women to feel tough. And when you get to prison, that might look a little different for you. I'm not threatening you. That's just the way it is. Even prisoners will repulse like bitches like you. They'll beat the hell out of you. They don't care. They'll man you up quick, won't they? Coward. Look, if you had power, you'd go find a date. So this has always been about getting my car. Calvin had my tire taken out there. Mr. Perry's recorded in 2019. It's not legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. Because if she's starving to death, then maybe she'll agree to be trafficked. Coerced. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Interference with commerce with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts with intent to coerce. And when you do the crime to me, you get caught. My guys call me. Go check your taillight. He wants you pulled over. They had your taillight taken out. Go fix it before you go to work tonight. When you leave to go to work, you just go get in your car and you go to work. You don't check your lights. I went and checked it and it was out. And so, Mr. Perry, you're a coward and you need to shut up. Everybody's sick and tired of hearing about what you think and you want and you need and blah, blah. I want a lie and I need a lie and I need this and I want. And I think you're stupid. You don't even make sense. They're worried about what Mike and I want and what we need. What do we think about what you've done to us? Not what you think about getting caught. You're stupid. When you contact me, when you invade my privacy, when you threaten me, when you cause a problem for me, over the past 13 years, what happens? You get caught. Our shrink is like looking through all his emails. They got all your emails, Charles. She's reading all of them, and she's like, Mr. Perry cannot think past first grade. He won't pass a cognitive reasoning test my first grade patients can do. 6-year-olds. I'm reading through all these emails, and his responses are 3 to 5 sentences. Each sentence, 3 to 5 words. We haven't done that since first grade. So I think he can't even understand what the email says, and he's just kind of doing the best he can. So I think he's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something. He also can't put it together that when he goes at Cindy, he gets caught. Nothing else happens. In 13 years, nothing else has happened but that. And he does it again every day. All day long. Cause and effect. It's different when he does it to her, but it's the same every time he does it. Just can't spot a pattern. Same. We get the information before, not after. He can't do before and after. He can't do cause and effect. He can't do same and different. Can't do it. What's wrong with him? And then you piss somebody off taking my home. We find out you got Huntington's disease that causes impaired cognitive reasoning. You can't think past tying your shoe. Legit diagnosed. Mentally retarded. And you're a pussy and a coward. Because men don't pick on women. I'm 53. I'm not 20. I've worked with men all my life. Men are doctors, surgeons, elected officials, their staff. The majority of the people I worked with in my life were men. These guys in law enforcement that are helping me from somewhere else. I've known them most of my life. So I've always worked with men. I've never in my life seen pathetic pussies like you. Never. Never in my... Y'all sit around in your little pink panties. Does it make you feel tough? You got your little pink panties on, your little skirts and your little dolls, and you pick on women, and that makes you feel tough somehow? I've never seen anything that's... You're sick and twisted. So, yeah, nobody cares what you think. We're all sick of hearing it. We can get information, Calvin, Lucius, Geppetto, Sanjay, Beverly, Kate, Ruben and James, Lawrence and Andrew. No one's going to help you, Charles. Nobody ever has. Nobody ever will. Why don't you get that? Everybody's sick of you, and you really need to get that, and you're not. Just goes right over your head. Things don't click for you, do they? Just not all there. Huntington's disease, psychosis, delusion, hallucinations, paranoia, impaired cognitive reasoning. And everybody's like, okay. She got it right. She said he's mentally ill and mentally retarded, both. Long before we found out you have Huntington's disease, which is mental illness is the psychosis and the delusion and the hallucinations and the paranoia. And the impaired cognitive reasoning is the mental retardation. You can't put 2 and 2 together. You can't do it. What's wrong with you, Calvin? Because you're caught too when you do the crime to me. She just ain't been broken enough yet. We gotta get her car from her. Get her pulled over. Call Walton and call Reed and tell them pull her over. Yeah, we already got a court date on May 2nd for that. And if you didn't have that pullover arranged, then what do you care? Y'all are all scared of it. You're scared of it because you did. You always do the act showing consciousness of guilt. And it makes it so easy. It's not fair. So I went and changed my tail light. They did take it out, and I went and changed it. This was when you got in my car, and Mike took that. David Robertson's employees were staying right next to me. Why would he do that? We were in court. But he did do that. Then he got in my car. Didn't you? I didn't say that. What I said is I don't know who did it. We didn't see. But the chances are very high it's the guy stalking me that I'm in court right now, suing him for stalking me. Because I don't know anybody else this weird. I don't know anybody else this weird. And by the way, they had power. Couple doors down where all his people are. Dynamic shot. And then you had a brick thrown at me on the freeway. This was murder attempt number 2, wasn't it? But Mike needed to look into this to see, rule it out, or confirm it was you. And then, but 6 days later, you tried to kill him. And then when he didn't die, you framed him, didn't you? Yeah, you're in trouble for that. You just don't know it yet. So, the guys that told me his attorney was going to lie and told me he was drugged before anybody else said it, and told me my taillight is out. When y'all sit around and have your little meeting, what's she going to do? What's her plans? It's their plans, really, you need to worry about, don't you think? You're stupid, princess. And girled up as they get. I'm not lesbian, motherfucker. I like men's men, and I've worked with men all my life. And I've never met a coward like you in my life. Never in my life have I met some powerless, weak, pussy coward like you. Never. Weirdo as they get. He's typing in my phone. It's time. It's time for what? Please remember. I'm not going to remember your hallucination. Why would I do that? I'm not psychic. I don't know what you imagine. Nor do I care. It's sick, twisted stuff my mind couldn't come up with if I had to. So they throw a brick at me on the freeway, and I see his guy sitting at the end of the road, so I went out a different way. And it delayed me about 2 minutes. So that brick hit the asphalt first, then bounced up under my car and split the engine in two. Had I gone ahead and gone out the normal way, had his guy not been sitting there, and it disturbed me, that would have been my head. Murder attempt number 2. Tulsa police. 44% increase in domestic violence murders. I don't want to be on the first 48. When you guys tout this, we got one of the highest close rate in the nation. Please understand that when you fail to handle the threat that you've known about, it's been in your desk and you just blew it off. Here, offender, we'll give you the police report. We're not going to test her for arsenic. We don't properly collect evidence at Tulsa police. And then we all end up dead. It's like shooting fish in the barrel. You do understand other law enforcement sees it like that. I mean, we're just like, oh my gosh. Okay, this guy hit me. This is the one. I took my stuff into the police department. I don't go to the police in Tulsa or in Oklahoma. I don't call them. You know why? Because they fuck it up every time. And there's police from somewhere else helping me. Tell me Mike was drugged. Or they took your taillight out, go fix it. Or they end up like dead lucky and almost dead framed Mike. We're not going to do any of that. I don't call them. If somebody's not bleeding and dying, I'm not going to call them. I'm not wasting my time. This right here, I went ahead and called. I went ahead and took it in. Because at this point, I've just been put on the docket to testify for Mike. And that happened. No, that's not right. I think I was trying to get on the docket to testify for Mike. I got on the docket in October. This was in July. But this was July 4th. You didn't want me going out to Manford to talk to Jerry Ridley, right? To tell him what I knew, right? Talk to my family, right? So y'all thought if we disable her car, she won't be able to go. I rented a car. I never had plans to go. So y'all are all worried about my plans. It's not my plans you need to worry about, coward. You little pussy. They're going to beat the hell out of you in prison, I promise. I'm not threatening you. That's just what happens. They don't like little girls like you that beat down women to feel tough. They don't give a fuck about your mommy issues. So, I mean, that's just what they do. Your attorney's going to have to deal with that. I don't care. I really don't. This right here is, I take it into my shit into Mingo Valley, and I'm like, this is probably not just a car accident. It's probably witness tampering, because I'm trying to get on the docket for a murder of a cop who didn't do it to the other cop. And well, we don't take evidence here. I was like, wow, my attorney said you need to take the evidence. Tell your attorney we don't take evidence here. So that's the second time Tulsa police will not properly collect my evidence. Twice. I can spot a pattern the second time you do it. I shoved the papers under the desk, under the glass, and I looked at her and I go, today it is. And I turned around and walked off. This isn't cop. This is not policing. What in the fuck is this? Who called you and told you to tell me that? And then you did it. Oh shit. So when Chief Franklin says we're not helping her, he's not. Judy. We hear Judy call Chief Franklin. If you can't get your police to quit leaking, I'm going to hold you in contempt. And he's like, lady, I'm not doing... But, here's the thing. I have the right to equal protection of the laws in the state where I live. You don't have the right to obstruct that or violate that or stop a police officer from doing his job. You don't have that right, Judy. You don't. So our guys, boy, they did not. The judge that signs investigatory orders thinks you're ignorant of fact. He's not impressed. You just made yourself a target of part of the investigation into sex trafficking, Judy. So this right here is I've mailed everything to Jerry Bender, and I tell Jerry Bender that was bullshit. I'm not gonna sue your police department. I'm gonna out-cop your cops. Watch me. Yup, and I have, and I do, and I mean, it's not hard. They want women to use for their first 48 show, I guess. This one was the Duvals. Nobody will suspect a thing. This one, your guy Terry Wagner tells me, was on purpose. Right? Trucking. That's the same one. This one here, I'm in the mall parking lot and a guy hits me. And we get out and he starts screaming and yelling, I saw you did it, you did it. His son jumps out, I saw you did it, you did it. We're going to call the cops. Oh, fuck no, I don't call cops here. I don't call locals. Are you bleeding? No. You got a little scuff on your bumper there, on your back bumper, sir. Yeah. And this is on the side of my car, right? I'm not going to back into your bumper with the side of my car. And I gotta go. You want to wait 3 hours for Tulsa police to get here? I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead. But I have shit to do. I'm leaving. I text him and I tell him I need a picture of the back of your car where the damage is. I never heard from him again. Perry's typing in my phone. I can't wait to see you. I'm nervous and excited. Well, what were you going to arrange that I would see you when you did that? What a weirdo. You are weirdo. You are extremely weirdo. And not one bit embarrassed. Everyone else is. Why aren't you? Coward. Real men don't pick on women. So as soon as I get up today, here we go again. I'm going to take your car. We're going to make you walk. And here goes Calvin. She just ain't been broke enough yet. She just ain't broke enough yet. What's her plans? She going back out to that club? We gonna have Walton and Reed pull her over? Are ya? Y'all want to be arrested on stage because you think one of those girls that you got trafficking in that club, running your drugs and shit, coerced. She thinks she doesn't have a choice, right? She meets me. She thinks now she might have a choice. You think she's leaking. She's not leaking. I'm gonna tell you right now, that chick is not leaking. She's not a leak. And you need to leave her the fuck alone. Because you start picking on girls, little girls and women, you're going to have to worry about our guys that told me you took my taillight out and that Mike was drugged and that Gene Mitchell was going to change his story to lie. It's what they're going to do, what their plans are, you need to worry about, you pussy. You feel pretty in those little pink panties you wear with your doll? Picking on women all day. That's what opened this case to begin with. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Interference with commerce with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts with intent to coerce. You sold me to Houston guy, took half the money up front, and you want to deliver. When you do the crime to me, though, everything changed for you. Retarded. It changed. You need to keep up. Can't you spot a pattern after 13 years? Even if you have something like dementia or something, you have help. Do they not help you? Huh? It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. Nothing else has happened but that. Everybody's sick of this. Everybody fucking hates you people. Guys, real guys, men, they don't like bitches that pick on women to feel tough. Human rights violations. Got this open to begin with. Human rights violations. You're raping me. Your guy said we've never had one. Figure out we have cameras all over them. Or that we're causing their problems. Or send us an invoice. Or sue us. or solve a murder we committed to cover all that up. I did. $1,000 a day for using my body for your pretend love life, because you can't get a real one. You don't have any power. Power guys can get a date, a real one. You can't figure out how to get women to like you, weirdo. You are a weirdo. I mean, golly. And then my prosecutor calls me and he goes, he can get out of this maybe if he asserts a defense that this isn't a crime because you consent and you didn't ask for money. So if you don't want that, you better take care of it. So I sent you a bill, $1,000 a day for watching me against my will without my consent. You're using my body for your personal entertainment and for profit. Against my will. So that's another $2,000 a day. You have been billed. You are expected to pay it. So it's going to get paid one way or the other. Do you understand? When you do the crime to me, we find out more about your crime. Stuff nobody else has ever gotten. Right, princess? You tell me, how many times was your crime caught before you did it to me? How many after? Ask Sonjay, ask Lucius, ask Calvin, ask Geppetto. Ask all these people, we got their names. You can't name one of my guys, and you can't quote one of their meetings. Nobody will help you. Everybody's sick of you. And you don't seem to get that. And you should. Nobody will suspect a thing. That little girl is what you were worried she's leaking. Right? So we'll get Cindy on stage, we'll throw her ass in jail, and that'll stop the leaks and shut Cindy up. And we caught you before you did it. I'm not saying it after. It's not like some sort of afterthought to explain something away. I'm saying it before. We always do. You want me pulled over. You want Walton and Reed to pull me over. We want her pulled over. We already got court May 2nd, and you're all worried about it. Which if you didn't arrange that pullover, you wouldn't give a shit. Right? If you didn't kill Lucky and frame Mike, you wouldn't have given a shit about my testimony, would ya? But y'all love showing acts, consciousness of guilt. This was David Robertson's employee's room, I believe. Mike was going to look into that, but you fucked it up. That's why I don't call locals. That happens, or they're your bitch, and I don't want to deal with your bitches. I got other shit to do. Over and over and over. I've never been hit that much in my life. But every time you fuck with me, you coward pussy, we get more. You're nothing. You're a loser. You're a bore. You're weirdo. Weirdo. I've never seen anybody that as weird as you. Or stupid. Look at this. A whole album on the pullovers. This was Lucky. They said they want to get her on harassment. Well, it didn't take too long. We could figure out they're harassing her. She didn't bother anybody. She never called us. There was nothing. They called us constantly. Matt and Josh and Charles fucking called us all the time. We got real crimes to solve. Matt, get a life. I've been gone. I left in 2013. I've been in Oklahoma 9 years. So what are you doing up here, princess? You got your little doll. You feel pretty in that dress you wear? All girled up, picking on women to feel tough? Huh? Boy, they beat the hell out of you types in prison. You're going to have to get some... I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you, that's just what they do. There's tough guys. Big old bubbas. Yeah, they're going to find your ass. This, right here, is, to Calvin. Calvin thinks he's tough. We just ain't starved her enough yet. We just ain't made her broke enough yet. Well, why don't you tell Bubba when you get to jail, about your mommy. See what happens. Pussy. If you're a real man, you don't pick on women. You're chivalrous. You protect women from guys like you. Calvin. You're just something. Bald, fat Calvin. Everybody hates you. He's an asshole. We hear it all the time. Okay, so, and Chief Franklin isn't helping us. They give my police reports to the offenders, and they don't take evidence. Twice, they don't collect evidence properly. Twice. We don't do anything about threats. So the murder rate in Oklahoma went up 44% on domestic violence. But guess what? We got a new episode for the first 48, so we can tout our high close rate on murder. Shooting fish in a barrel over here in Tulsa. The other cops don't think that's cool, guys. They're not impressed. They're kind of like, what the fuck? Right? So, this right here is Chief Miller. This is motive for murder right here. Didn't take us too long. They're constantly wanted us to pull her over. And I might get a protective order. How long has this been out? Princess? You don't know, do you? He's like typing in my phone. I want you to remember. Listen, I don't have delusion or hallucinations. And I'm not psychic. So remember what? Something you imagined? Something you hallucinated? I mean, come on with that. Shut the hell up, weirdo. So we gotta, look at all the pullover shit. And get her driver's license and pull her over and get her driver's license. Take her car away. Get her driver, pull her over. Look, that's me being pulled over. There's like 5 times in a week. Right? I did say, we just said that's what he was trying to do. But I've told everybody, we get it before. So it's premeditation and malicious aforethought. It is illegal. It's a violation of my rights. Chief Franklin actually has the legal obligation to enforce the law, moral obligation, to enforce the laws equally. 14th Amendment. And protect me from witness tampering and voyeurism and sex trafficking and coercion. Right? So even if he was helping us, Judy does not have the right to obstruct that. And she was way out of line, if that's true. I was appalled. So, what in the fuck? Now she's a target of a sex trafficking investigation, just like you. Just as much as you are, coward. So we got, what we caught is that when you got the same girls getting tipped $1,000 to $5,000 every night by different men, and they have absolutely nothing to show for that kind of money, and they freak out if anybody else gets any part of it, like they're scared they're gonna get in trouble driving a fucking clunker car, and I'm not seeing any kind of behavior that indicates they're on drugs or anything. I'm not going in the back watching them snort coke or something. Then you gotta go, where's that money going? And what is it for? Because they're the only girls that get tipped like that. And that isn't normal. Because what guys do is they'll take their wad of money they got from their tax return, or they got from bonus at work, or I played a little, craps and I won some money at the casino, or whatever it is. Or this is a bachelor party, blah, blah, blah. They walk in and they start tipping people on stage. And I've been dancing 6 years. I danced with a couple of girls that have won or come within the top 10 of the national pole competitions. They're good. Even they didn't get tipped like that. These chicks can't dance. They can't even, one of them can do pole, the rest of them can't. But even so, for all the years I've been dancing, I've not seen that. And immediately I'm like, something's up with that. And we have talked about money laundering. You buy drugs. This other girl did it. She's selling drugs, and she didn't have the guy hand her the money right there. She had him throw it on stage. Now it's laundered. So, it's immediately laundered. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, this ain't no. One night, I'm waitressing. One night, 3 girls walked up to me with $200 and $300 and $400 bills. Give me ones. And it was the same chicks. And I'm like, the fuck? Usually the guys will bring it up, and it's usually a $100 bill. And they're throwing, 10, 20 on each girl. They bring me $200 and $300 bills. They want ones, and those ones end up on them. And it totals up about $5,000 at the end of the night. About $1,000 every fucking night. Sometimes that happened one night. Same 3. Same fucking 3. And one night these guys walk, sometimes I'll walk in with the ones, but most of the time they come up, and so we can, I was just baffled. I'm like, yeah, so our guys start checking into it. So they think that those girls are leaking, they're going to make an example out of me. Talk about coercion. They thought she's going to go to work this weekend. They're going to grab her up off the stage, handcuff her right in front of that little girl, make sure she sees it. So Cindy is silenced and can't talk anymore about what the crime is. And this chick is scared out of her mind. And she'll stop leaking. Right? Isn't that what your plan was? See, we got it before, not after. I'm not saying this as an afterthought, poke and peep. With your pink panties, coward. You like picking on women? You little pussy. You feel pretty in that dress you wear? Playing with your doll? When you're in jail, let's see how that works out for you then. Because those dudes don't like bitches like you. You repulse even prisoners. You're something. You're as dumb as a brick. For 13 years, every time you do the crime to me, you get caught. Every day. Like never before in your life. We know you're bald and fat, Calvin, and we know you said that. She just ain't broken enough yet. We know you're doing the shit to my car, Calvin. So who's gonna beat the hell out of you for picking on a woman when you get to jail? Because the guys in jail that are tough, they don't like that. Coward pussies like you. Did you have a mommy? Your mommy humiliated you or something? Nobody cares. Boo fucking who? Everybody else gets over it and moves on. Why can't you? Only 0.1% of the population becomes a violent offender. 99.9% of the population, whether they were abused by mommy or not, doesn't give a fuck. They move on. They don't act like you. We don't even understand you. I've worked with men all my life. I'm 53. Never have I seen such cowards and such pussies and such pathetics and such deranged, disturbed pieces of trash as you. What opened it to begin with was human rights violations, and you get caught every time you do it to me. Like never before in your life. And the Muffin Man's not going to like that, right? Okay, so, once again, I don't want to remember something you hallucinated, Perry. Tell everybody what the hell is that? And you want it, Charles? No one's going to help you. My guy said in March 2020 when we found out you drugged Mike and then you got caught hiring a hitman. And your hitman said, what do I do if she won't take the poisonous shot? And you said you make sure she takes it. You tell her she'll die if she doesn't. And then you start offering bribes and threatening and blah blah. Same thing you always do. And our response was, give it back and get the fuck out. And don't let us ever hear from you again. And you didn't, so we got more. Look how much more we got. Then we found out that Gene Mitchell lied in court. For you. If he didn't do that murder, what do you care about that case? Yeah, you guys love the act showing consciousness of guilt. While you prance around in your little dresses, picking on women to feel tough. Do you have matching dresses too? Is that what, your dolls all wear the same dresses also? Put the doll down and go work and act like a dude, Perry. If you can. You're boring. You don't have a life. You don't have any power. Because power guys can go get a date. They can figure out how to get women to like them. Not you. You sit around with your doll. In your little pink panties. Picking on women to feel tough. And so we get more. And then you were told again in July 2020. When y'all took my money. Lucius. You're in trouble too. I have your name. We think it's military ecumenicals helping her. Ain't they the ones that say you can't leave one behind? And that's all she says about Officer Neely. Leave him behind. Can't leave him behind. That's military ecumenicals. God and country. They don't care about the bribery. They don't want your money. They want you to stop. Yeah, that's true. And we said she's not to have her privacy invaded anymore. My guy said that. Charles, do not contact me. We're going to get more because you just did it again. Don't complain about it. You asked for it. Every day, that's all that happens. Nothing else has happened but that. Get yourself a special ed teacher. Okay? I'm not finger paint. I don't have time for it. You're bothering me. Stop. You're not to contact her again. She's not to be broke anymore, Calvin, Lucius, and have to ask for money. And if she is, we're going apeshit on you. So look how much more we got after you did that. I found out you were trying to do the false arrest over the weekend, didn't I? Pull over. We got the pullovers before, not after. We got the false arrest before, not after. We found out Mike was drugged before anybody else said it, right? We found out you were going to tell Gene Mitchell to lie. I texted him in October of 2021. I'm sorry, 2020. Court wouldn't tell March 2021. He's even asked, how'd she know? I don't know. Genius, you could have asked me in a deposition and you didn't. That deposition was woefully inadequate. So the we got this because you kept going at me. My privacy still invaded. Mr. Perry still contacted me and bothering me and threatening me and menacing. So we found all this. You feel tough guy when you pick on women? Do you feel pretty in that dress you wear? Huh? And now you got Judy and now she's part of the investigation because she called Chief Franklin and chewed his ass out for what? Doing his job? First of all, he's not helping. They never take evidence at TPD. We don't collect evidence here. Okay. That explains the increased murder rate of domestic violence victims and the high solve rate on the first 48, doesn't it? They're just numbers. Charles, do not contact me. You just did it again, so we'll get more. You know what happens when you fuck with me and you do it anyway. You want to go to jail, don't you? You think it's going to be a man orgy? You into guys or something? Why else would you do that? For 13 years, every damn day, all day long. I've never seen anything like it. You are pathetic. You're a pussy. You're not hot, you're not sexy, you're not loved, you're not wanted. Everybody hates you and you're told on. Everybody's sick of this and you don't get that. You need to. Every time he pokes me and peeps on me and poke is it's a metaphor that I excuse me. It's a metaphor that I used when I was talking to Dr. Russell. I'll let everybody look at Dr. Russell's conversation. It's been out. I'm not going to repeat myself again on that. This right here, we got, nobody else has this. Muffin Man. Muffin Man's not going to like that. She just ain't broke enough yet. It's not my plans you need to worry about. It's the guys that got all this, that have all the recordings and shit. OJ failed to understand the significance of the recordings of him committing a crime. Yeah, because he's stupid. So are you. They got his ass in Vegas. I'll tell you what. It's a witness statement. You're just confirming all that out. Proving it out. We need her back in Texas where we can hurt her more. Yeah, you've been trying to coerce me to Texas. Getting kicked out of her house, so she'll have to go back to Texas. She ain't broke enough yet. Right, Calvin? Bald, fat Calvin. We got your name right after that. Yeah, it's not me and my plans you need to worry about. What's she gonna do? It's the guys that got me all that. Charles just typed in my phone, my other phone, what are you gonna do? So we'll get more. Because I said, don't contact me, don't invade my privacy, and get your hands out of my wallet. This right here, it doesn't concern you what I'm gonna do. You need to worry about the guys that get me all this stuff. You dumb son of a bitch. Not what I'm doing. All this right here. We've shown that and shown it. This was my car guy. Somebody asked him, so why didn't you just give her the kind of oil that she needs? What in the hell was the purpose of the viscosity rant? Yeah, I'm not even gonna, you know what, I don't have time to get into that right now. We had you recorded talking to Brandon the day before you took my car from Brandon. Brandon is the manager at Flying J. That's where they took my car. We had him recorded. The police that have that recording is who, those are the plans you need to worry about, not mine. Dumb son of a bitch. You're something, I mean, you are a special kind of stupid coward and a pussy. Because real men don't pick on women. They protect us. So I don't know what all that's all, okay. So we got all, I mean, this here. Who said that's a recording of somebody? Point out for me the marks on him that looked like he was in a fight. Where are they? Where's the injuries that look like he was in any kind of fight at all? Because Chief Miller died of internal decapitation. His head was hit back and forth and back. You know how I know that? I read the whole docket. That's the medical examiner's determination. Not an ass falling on him. He was hit back and forth, right hand, left hand, back and forth until his skull became detached and he died. He's a cop. So I don't go to cops anymore, not locals. Because I'm not going to have them tell me, oh, we don't collect evidence here. Or Judy calling you. Don't be a cop where you live in your jurisdiction and do your job. I'll hold you in contempt of a court in another state that has nothing to do, doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Our judge said that judge in Lubbock is ignorant on the fact, and she's making a fool of herself. And she needs to find out what we know. If she's smart, and so she doesn't look stupid down the road, everybody better start learning what we know. Don't you think? They play these things for him for probable cause. Here, judge, we need another order. Probable cause order. They got a new guy involved. I need to tap his phone. Right? Wouldn't they? I'm just giving one example of many. And then he's like, why are they having the same conversations over and over and over and over and over? Does Charles not know that you guys have caught them on the trafficking? You caught them getting our money. You caught them on the exploitation. You caught them on the coercion. You caught him on the perjury. Caught him trying to take her car. He's caught. How could he not know that? Well, Judge, he's mentally retarded. He has Huntington's disease. He can't think past tying his shoe. When he does the crime to Cynthia, we get more. And he can't put that together 13 years now into this. Can't do it. Dear God. Okay, well, I don't have time to listen to the same conversation over and over and over and over. If you need a probable cause, whatever, warrant, something signed, and it's the same conversation I've already heard 100 times, I'm not going to listen to it again. Just bring it to me and tell me what it's about and I'll sign it. Booyah. Point out for me the marks on him that look like he was in a fight. Did it with his magic gas, internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head and strangulation with his magic gas while he's knocked out, cold, dying of opioid overdose, not being hit and punched in the face or something, hit in the head. Nobody else suspect a thing. So I don't call locals. Because I'm not going to let that happen again. And I'm not going to have another one go, oh, we don't take evidence here. Okay, I'm not going to sue you because you're an idiot. I'm going to out-cop you. Watch me. We're going to slay a dragon. A bad one. A mean one. A destructive one. And if you want to sit on your ass and look stupid, be my guest. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be the bitch of a sex pervert, weirdo, pussy, coward, beats down women to feel tough. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. You relieve suffering caused by crime. That's what you do. That's your job. And if you can't handle your job, then you need a different one. And if you're scared of the pussy, come see me. I'll help you. I'm scared too. But, you can't be brave if you're not scared. So, when you cause a problem for me, when you contact me, when you invade my privacy, the only thing that's come from that in 13 years, Princess Cuckoo Bird, is you get caught. Nothing else has happened but that. You're a pussy, you're a coward, you're a nothing. Rejected failure, too stupid to figure out how to get women to like you and move the fuck on. The rest of us can do it. Why can't you? You fail every day. We're all sick of it, Calvin. So we heard you, Calvin. She just ain't broken enough yet. Grow a pair and go be a man. And quit picking on women. Alright? We're done here.